We've been releasing a lot of mad people into the society as graduates. Is education still the key, or they have changed the lock? Hi fam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Isabella Awan. I'm a product specialist and a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. But if this is the first time of watching any of my videos, or you're just here to subscribe to my channel, what you waiting for? Please go ahead, click on the red subscribe button, thereafter hit on the notification bell just beside the red subscribe button so that you can be among the first to get notifications of my videos whenever I drop them. Cause I'm a drop it like it's hot, 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 drop it like it's hot. Hey! I got this new idea to just talk about how I would handle things differently if I was in position of authority. What would I do? What would I change? How would I actually exert my authority on certain things? So yes, I am starting a new series called What Would I Do Differently? I'm starting off with a very interesting topic, which is if I had the position and the authority to transform Nigeria tertiary educational system, what would I do differently? Yes, this is going to be a very controversial video, so just sit down, relax, and let's do this, guys. First of all, I want to start by what do I mean by tertiary educational system. Now, tertiary educational system in Nigeria is made up of federal universities, state universities, the private universities, we have the polytechnics, we have the higher colleges, and the institutes. I think those are the 6 different categories of tertiary education system we have in Nigeria. And I'm just thinking to myself, is education really the key? Because we see a lot of posts, a lot of tweets, Facebook posts, a lot of Instagram posts talking about how people who do not have tertiary education are actually doing better than some people who actually have had tertiary education, even had masters. I think this topic really came up again when the movie Ifemefuna, I hope I pronounced it well. I'm just going to put the movie for you to see the movie I'm talking about. It is just a movie that talks about the Igbo apprenticeship system and how it has been able to create wealth in Nigeria. So people then tend to ask themselves, so what is the need of us going to school? Is school and education still the key, or they have changed the look? If you ask me that question, I would say, have they changed the locks? No, the locks have not been changed. It is still the same. What's a very popular brand of key? Okay, let me give you an example. You know, on your phone, you have option to lock your phone with either password, fingerprint, face notification, face recognition, pattern. What else do they use in? I think voice. People also use voice to lock their phones. So these are like different kind of locks, in quotes. Now, what I want to say is education is still the key. For example, let's equate education to pattern. But guess what? The pattern has changed. It is still pattern that unlocks the phone, but the drawing of the pattern has changed because we are in a new century and things are being done differently. Not because the things we had previously was not working, but just because nowadays things are just done differently. So we also need to adapt our tertiary educational system, especially to meet up with the demands of the 21st century. Well, in this video, I will be documenting some of the things I would change in the tertiary educational system in Nigeria if I had the power to do it. So sit down, relax, get your popcorn, and let's talk about school, especially those of you that are in school or that have left school. This might bring back some memories, so go get a popcorn and let's do this. The first thing I would change in the Nigerian tertiary educational system is to scrap use of English as a general studies subject in the university. Or I wouldn't scrap it necessarily. I would actually replace it with either a local Nigerian language or an international language. So you could choose to learn either French, German, Spanish, or you choose to learn Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Efik, Ibibio, whatever you want to learn, but definitely not English. You would ask why? Why would you want to scrap that? Girl, you learn English from primary school, you learned English in secondary school, you wrote WAEC. And when you wrote WAEC, you needed to have a C, a minimum of a C in English language to have admission. And then when you're even writing JAM, that's the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board examination to have admission, guess what? The only compulsory subject for every single person writing JAM, no matter what you're about to study in the university, is English. So why again are you wasting people's time to teach them use of English in the university? Yes, why? Why are you wasting time? They could actually use that language learning time to learn a new language or perfect their local language. Keep shouting, oh, Canada and all these English-speaking countries need to scrap IELTS out of our curriculum. But even we ourselves, we don't even believe that we can speak the English well. Yeah, so because you've been learning with English all through like your academic journey. In fact, even the university, they're teaching you in English. So why again are you learning English? The fact that they still have to teach you use of English in the university, and some people even fail that course. That's enough reason for other countries to say, oh, come on, you guys need to have a test of English, that's IELTS for you to come and school in my country, because it seems you don't even trust your English speaking skills. So I actually think that if you want to learn another language, if you want to actually put language as a compulsory course to study in tertiary education, it should actually be a different language, not English. It's just what I think. Yeah, it's just what I think. If you think differently, tell me in the comment section. The second thing that I would definitely add to the coursework in Nigerian tertiary education, I know some of you can guess it already, personal finance. Why are people not learning personal finance? Like, people don't even know how tax is being calculated. I bet you like 70% of Nigerians have no idea what is being deducted from their salary. Like, they really don't know what goes to what percentage of their salary is taxed. They really don't know a lot about personal finance. They don't even know what they need to do to get credit facilities, how to manage their finances, all of that. So I feel like personal finance is a problem that every single individual in Nigeria, all over the world, pass through. So maybe that should actually be taught in school. People need to understand what savings, investments, credits, what all these things mean, so that they can actually not just know how to make money, but how to manage the money they make. So yes, I'm definitely going to add personal finance as a GSS course. If I was given the opportunity to change the Nigerian educational system, the third thing I would add are like specific hours of therapy section. Yes, you heard that. Maybe 12 hours before you graduate and you can have your certificate. We need to certify that you are not only academically smart, but you're okay up there. Because I actually believe that we've been releasing a lot of mad people into the society as graduates. There are some people that is not very balanced. Given the fact that we come from like a third world country, people have a lot of people have traumatic childhood. Yes, therapy session might not help everybody, but I'm sure there are some people that therapy session would help. Now, how I would propose this therapy session to go is, you can do it anytime you want to do it, but it must be with an accredited therapist with the government. This way it would even help therapists to have work. Yeah, because I feel like therapists are like underrated in a country like Nigeria. Yeah, so my point is, you can do it anytime, whether you want to do it in your first year, your second year, third year, final year, fifth year, whenever you want to do it. But you must have completed a certain number of hours, say 12 or 15 hours of therapy session, and your therapist is certain that you're normal, or that you don't have like skewed and bent ideologies. Because let me give you an example. Do you know that a lot of Nigerians want to go into politics because they just want it to be their own turn to steal? Like, that's a very bad, wrong mindset. I feel like therapy can actually help correct things like that. They could always figure out what to talk about in the therapy session. Just tell them about your childhood, and then what are your goals in life, what's motivating those goals. Then we know where to treat you from. Do you understand? Yeah, therapy session is very important. You must have it before you can graduate. If not, we are not releasing madmen into the society as graduates no more. The next thing I would change in the Nigeria educational system is entrepreneurship. Now, I don't know if a lot of universities actually do this as a general study course. That's JSS. Some people call it GSE, general study. I don't know. I know different schools have different names for it, but these are courses that every year one and maybe year two students have to do when they go into the tertiary education. I don't know what your school calls it. Please tell me if you attended a different school. Tell me the name in the comment section. So one of the things they did in my school and even in my brother's school is entrepreneurship. I feel like, yes, that's a beautiful, brilliant idea, but I would structure the entrepreneurship class in a different way. What I would do is that your first term, like the first semester of entrepreneurship, you would actually learn a skill. Tailoring, baking, coding, engineering, like repairs and maintenance, fashion designing, soap making, whatever you want to learn, you would learn it in that the first semester. Now the second semester, and then you do a project. Definitely you do like a project and submit. But the second semester, I feel like it is actually the opportunity to teach people entrepreneurship in the business or in the skill they actually choose. What do I mean? Now, people oftentimes mistake skills and entrepreneurship to mean the same thing. No, the fact that you have good skills mean that you will be a good employee. But the fact that you have good skills, you know how to do something very well, does not mean you know how to run a business in that thing. Those are two different things. So what I'm proposing is teach people the skills and also teach them the act of running business in that chosen field. For example, how to pick makeup products to use, like what kind of makeup products should you pick? If you're learning makeup, what are like some additional businesses you can do? How can you structure your business? How can you create your own rate card or your pricing? Things like that, like around entrepreneurship. How can you employ people? What do you assess in the people you want to employ as staff to work for you if you eventually decide to pick up these skills as a source of making money? I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. Yeah, so I will restructure the entrepreneurship system just a little bit, and then if possible even call people that are entrepreneurs in that sector to come and give them some talk and share their experiences. For example, for people who are learning culinary skills, we call a Hilda Basi to come and have like a 2-hour section, interactive session with the culinary students, the caterers. Do you understand? Or you call a Vicky James to come and have a session, like a master, like 2 hours, 3 hours master class with the fashion design students on how to actually grow a business in fashion design. I would actually just restructure it that way. The fifth thing I would do, or I would change if I'm given the opportunity to change the Nigerian tertiary education system, is to make sure that in every course, no matter what you study, every single course and department would do internships in their penultimate year before they graduate. Yes, because I don't know why people would graduate in a particular course and then everything they learned was just theory. They don't know anything. If you show them those things physically, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. So everybody must complete an internship course in order to graduate. You have to do practical work. Just like we did alternative to practical and practicals when we were writing WAEC, you would also have to do practical work in whatever you study. Now, if you are an accountant, you should have the liberty to choose to do your internship in either a tax firm, investment banking firm, consulting firm, an accounting firm, an audit firm, whatever you want to choose. But you would complete that internship. Yeah, that is one thing I would definitely add to the tertiary education. I mean, every single department. If you like read anatomy, you will shall go to the mortuary and do your internship. If you like read English, English and literary studies, you shall go to one radio house, or you will shall, I don't know, maybe you go to a magazine publishing company and do your internship. I don't know where you're going to do your internship, but you will shall do internship. If you're in school now and your lecturer tells you, oh, this course you're studying, you can work anywhere, please ask the lecturer to give you 10 examples of companies that is the anywhere. Because all this you can work anywhere is becoming a scam. Yeah. So the next thing I would actually do, if I'm given the opportunity to change the Nigerian tertiary educational system, is to ensure that departments and students' union bodies actually organize career fairs for students, especially penultimate year students and final year students. I mean, these departments collect what we call the departmental dues, and then the students' association for that department, and even the faculty also collects the faculty dues and the departmental dues. What exactly do they use this money to do? What exactly do they use this money to do? I feel like during Students' Week, some of the things that should actually happen in school are like career fair days, where the lecturers and the student union government, alumni of those departments that have businesses would actually invite their companies, their friends, their network to come into this school and actually recruit students for either internship or graduate training positions. That way, it would actually help the students to secure good jobs before they even graduate, especially high-ranking students, high-performing students, to actually secure jobs. Or at least, if they don't secure jobs, they kind of understand what the job market out there. Because when you start recruiting for jobs, you would now understand that, this is what interview feels like. So career fairs should actually be something that is done every year, if not twice a year, for every department in the university. Like, there should be a lot of activities just going on in the universities. And then Students' Week shouldn't just be about students just cashing course out. It should actually be about students having opportunity to access job markets too. Not just going to Budukatu Ranch every year. The school that shade was for have gotten their shade, I'm sure. The next thing that I would actually recommend or do is make sure that every university, every department have active alumni and clubs. Now, apart from the departments like association like NOASA and FANSA, sorry, I'll be using things relating to me a lot because that's what I studied. But I know there are other like departments, but like NOASA for accounting students and FANSA for faculty of management students. Apart from that, students should also be encouraged or even mandated to attend clubs like tax club, whatever club, I don't care, investment banking clubs. And then apart from the students being part of these clubs, alumni should actually be something that is encouraged. I actually picked up this one from Unilag and Covenant University. This actually Covenant OAU, oh my god, those people, once they see themselves anywhere, they just start singing their anthem. OAU students. There's some universities that their alumni are unbeatable. In fact, one of the reasons why Harvard University have like very strong reputations because of its alumni. Like the alumni association is like common giddy go. You see like well-respected individuals always telling you that this was my alma mater. I attended the school. It just gives the school more right. So I feel like small other universities should also like actively make sure that their alumni association is really functioning and doing what it's supposed to do. It should be giving what it's supposed to give. The next thing that I would also do if I am given the opportunity to transform the educational system in Nigeria is to change the way examination is being set for students. Right now, I feel like a lot of the exam questions just encourage students to cram answers, cram definitions of things, what is economics by Lucas Paciolio and all of that, rather than actually use what they learn to solve problems. For example, If I am to teach economics, my questions would always be economic cases. I really don't know how I would do it, but I feel like I would find a way to do it. Ask you questions, give you scenarios, and tell you to pick which of these is this. For example, you're teaching government. Give the person a situation where, so this is how this government is structured, this is how this government is structured. How would you classify this type of government? Do you understand? Like something like that. Don't just tell them to define what is feudalism, what is that doesn't really encourage people to know. It just encourages them to cram things and just pass exams. The next thing that I would actually change, oh my god, it feels like there are a lot of things that would change in Nigerian tertiary education. But the next thing I would actually change is the ability to leverage technology in Nigerian educational system. There are different technologies from hardware to software to like enterprise system. Just leverage technology as much as possible. I feel like the educational system, especially federal and state universities, are the slowest sector in Nigeria to actually, okay, maybe transportation. I'm thinking about maybe transportation, but I also feel like they are one of the slowest sectors to actually adapt technology into its educational teachings. For example, you are teaching 200 students without megaphone, without mic. How is that possible? Like, why are you teaching 200 students without microphone? So meaning you're teaching half of the class, and half of the class they are just learning through gossip, and then the other half don't even bother to even know what you're saying. You're not really encouraging participation. There's some other ways you could actually leverage technology in the Nigerian educational system is this attendance thing. I know that lecturers are like, oh, you must attend 70% of my class for you to be even qualified to write exams. How do you check this attendance? Do you people see? I know that I finished school in 2018, so I'm not going to use 2018 to judge what's going on today. But I really want to know if people still pass piece of paper and they write your name and sign. People still do that thing. Wow. Like I would be so disappointed if that's what you're still doing. You know the number of people that have registered for your course. You could literally have a biometric system. All you have to do is students just pass the thumbprint thing. Once you thumbprint, like while it's going on, once you thumbprint, you click your name and like mark present. Do you understand? This thing can be done on iPad. I'm very sure. These apps can be on iPad. The lecturer will just pass the iPad. Somebody said the lecturer's iPad will go missing. If the lecturer's iPad go missing, that class is going to pay for it. Period. Like as period as that. Or we would even go back to the database and see the last person that completed, and then there are ways you can actually solve this thing. So let's iPad missing not be an excuse. Another way you can actually like leverage technology is when it comes to essay writing kind of assessment, you could actually use some applications and software that can help you scan for plagiarism. And if I am a lecturer, I bet you if I give you an essay to write, like an essay type of assignment to write, maybe write a report, because I feel like if I'm a lecturer, I would be teaching case studies, business cases, and things like that. So if you're to write a report on a particular business case, I'm not going to collect your full scan. You will submit online. I'll send you a link to submit. And then when you submit, it will pass through the plagiarism system, and then it will return back your plagiarism score to you, basically. And then I would read whatever I have to read online, and then all this you submit paper, they mark, and then they come and be sharing take your own full me and labor your that. It does not, like, this is 2024. Let's try to understand you're up to date. I feel like lecturers should also be rated based on how students actually pass their course. If students keep failing your course, you should be demoted, you should be questioned, you should be probed. Basically, because it means one or two things. Either the school is admitting people who are not qualified to be studying in a particular department into the school, or the lecturers are not teaching well, or the lecturers are not setting the right standard of questions for the students. Basically, it's one of the three. So lecturers should actually be assessed based on how students pass their courses. You can't be a lecturer and half of your class is always failing, and then you're a prof. What makes you a prof when you cannot teach? Why are you a professor when you cannot transmit knowledge to people and then they really understand it? Then it means something is wrong somewhere. You can't. You shouldn't even be a doctor. You shouldn't even have PhD. Let's start from there. The last but not the least, teaching and lecturing is actually a very noble profession. I feel like I always tell people that I would go back to lecturing as a retirement work. Like, yeah, I would lecture as for retirement. If I also have opportunities to like lecture part-time while I'm still working, I would literally take it up. Like, I would take it up. So, if there are universities out there that actually want people to teach their business students and their accounting student business cases, please, people should come and meet your girl. Come and meet your girl. I can do this part-time. I can do this thing part-time. You know? Anyway, I feel like because this is a noble profession, they should actually be paid well. Yeah. Lecturers' pay need to be good. They are creating the futures of tomorrow. They are molding the futures of tomorrow. You cannot be joking. The same way doctors are like noble professions and they are being paid well, quote unquote. I feel like whatever we pay lecturers should also be up there. Lecturers cannot be driving a 2002 Volkswagen and then students are driving a 2022 Benz or something. Like, it does not make sense. I feel like lecturers should actually be one of the richest set of people in legal ways, not because they are selling handouts, not because they are collecting sorting money. They should actually, their salary should actually be massive. And this might mean the school fees in Nigeria increasing. I don't actually mind. See, I have one thing, and this is going to be the most controversial part of this video. Everybody does not have to go to a tertiary institution. You could actually go learn a trade, go and learn 6 months coding, go and learn data science for 6 months, and you will still get a good job. Some people just go to school so that when they said who are the BSc holders, they raise their hands. But they are not using their certificates to do anything. Please, nobody should call my name. I'm still a chartered accountant. I'm using my certificate. So anyway, like, see you on another What Would I Do Differently episode of Adulting with Bella. Bye for now. But wait, before you go, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and then comment. What are the things you would like to change in the Nigerian tertiary education? Or what are some of the things I've mentioned that your university actually have it on a lot of comments down below in the comment section. Also, tell me some of the things you would like me to talk about, how to transform Nigeria, whatever you want me to give my own 2 cents on what I would do differently. Give me topics, guys. I feel like I'm going to enjoy this particular series I just started. Till I see you next time. Bye for now.